here we have brand new Jaguar Mac Jones doing one of the dumbest drills I've ever seen. It's a ball security drill. Of course, he drops the ball and starts dancing. Craig, what are we doing?
That's my guy right there. Don't forget, he's a part-time rapper. Let's not forget that. He was stifled. Yeah. That Bill Belichick stifles personalities.
Yeah.
That makes it look like anyone could be in the NFL. Right? Because I can't do that thing at the end, but I can sure as hell get through that obstacle course without dropping a football.
Yeah, the only difference is he fell forward, you fell back.
Also very true. But here's the difference. I did it in front of 17,000 people at Yankee Stadium, and the same dirt that Derek Jeter played in, he did in front of 9 people down where? In Jacksonville.
Right.
So I win that one, right? But like, that's why people mock today's NFL sometimes when that's the drill. That wasn't your NFL. You never had a drill where your guys throwing kickballs at you to try to make you drop the ball and then doing a somersault on a nice cushiony gymnastics pillow.
That's just something they just came up with. It has to be. That cannot be a real drill in today's NFL.
That's an NFL drill.
If that's a real drill,
yeah.
I'm signing up tomorrow.
Exactly right. You can still play.
If that's all I got to do, well, I do look a lot better than he does, so I automatically qualify.
And by the way, here's the worst part about it. He's wearing slides while he's doing
it. He also dropped the football. Yeah. It's a ball security drill, and he dropped the football. They had to remind him to pick it up.
Man, I want to go through NFL training camp in the worst way, as a quarterback, not no other position, because that way nobody can touch me, and I can just have kickballs thrown at me. Yuck. Well, look, Mac Jones is not a starting quarterback, but last year he was, and last year he would have been on my list of the bottom 5 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. So here's what we did this year.
Right.
We're not including rookies because it's not fair, and we've never seen any of them play a single game in the NFL. So we're excluding all rookies from this list, and we've got the 5 worst starting quarterbacks in the NFL going into the season. Number 5 is a guy that I personally dislike, and he doesn't like me either. It's the Seattle Seahawks quarterback, your buddy Geno Smith. Geno Smith, who 2 years ago was the most improved player, comeback player, whatever they call it, in the NFL. Threw 30 touchdowns, only 11 picks. Last year, 20-9. Went backwards, not forwards. They got a lot of money committed to him. Geno Smith, not a great quarterback. 5th worst quarterback in the NFL.
I totally have to disagree. I mean, I think Geno's doing a great job up there in Seattle.
2 years ago, yes.
With
2 years.
What he had with Metcalf. But he's not the 5th worst quarterback on your list as far as the NFL.
I'm looking at my list, and it says here that he
I mean, he did have 9 interceptions, but it's still a lot less than some of the elite quarterbacks in this league. He doesn't have double-digit interceptions.
No, he did not. He had 20 touchdowns, 9 picks. He got hurt late in the year.
That's not a bad season.
But did not have a great season. And Seattle, of course, thinking that they were going to now try to catch San Francisco after the year they had before that and that halftime lead in the playoff game, reverted backwards. New coaching staff now the whole bit out in Seattle. Number 4, 4th worst quarterback in the NFL. I want to say this before you reveal it. I love you people. I lived there for a year. I was a season ticket holder in the dog pound. Hanford Dixon was one of my best friends in Cleveland, Ohio. But Deshaun Watson sucks.
He's got
I'm
lots
sorry.
to prove.
This is not the same cat that was in Houston throwing damn near 40 touchdown passes in a year. Here's a guy that has never thrown in his Cleveland Brown career more than 7 touchdowns. He has never had a 300 yards a game since he became a Cleveland Brown quarterback. And they spent a lot of money on an average product. Deshaun Watson, in the moment, 4th worst quarterback in the NFL.
Well, you know what? He's just not playing well. I wouldn't say he's one of the top 5 worst quarterbacks in the league, but statistically,
Joe Flacco is better.
Statistically, he hasn't thrown for a 300 game yet as a member of the Cleveland Browns. But to his credit, he has not been 100%. So he can really go out there and kind of lead this team to compete in the division.
I don't want to be cavalier about it, and this is going to come across as being insensitive, and I don't want it to come across that way because I feel for the gals that were in the situation they were in with him, whichever ones were accurate and real. They were not all accurate, but I would say this. I think he's got to get back to the random massages. I feel that way.
Man, listen, he's no longer the guy he was in Houston. Man.
Because he's not getting the random massages. He's not flying girls in from Atlanta at 3 o'clock in the morning on an off week. Plaxico.
I don't know.
Like, I do it this way. I'll go one step further. I've said this many times.
Step further.
Tiger Woods is a better golfer when he's banging everything that moves. Oh, I'm having flapjacks? Want to have sex? That's when he's the best golfer on the planet. Deshaun Watson, great quarterback when he's having random girls come in and massage him above board from different cities off of Instagram. Better, yeah.
Right, so you're saying Tiger Woods stopped banging girls after he won the Masters?
Correct. That's exactly right. He became a one-woman guy. Hasn't won a tournament since. Come on, Plax.
Oh, man, I guess, man.
There you go.
You know more than I do.
That's just the studying I've done in the matter. Much more than that on a special podcast called Carton After Dark. All right, the third worst starting quarterback in the NFL. And I hate saying it because I happen to like this guy a lot, but he ain't any good. And that's Raiders starting quarterback, Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew, 15-9 last year, and his best year in the pros, he threw for 3,300 yards. So, great guy.
300 yards.
He's like everyone's favorite backup quarterback, but now he's the starting quarterback in Las Vegas. Sorry, not sorry. Not very good.
You know what? Gardner Minshew finds a way to win football games.
Sometimes.
You look at the game when he was in Indianapolis last year, he found a way to go into Baltimore and get the
Yeah,
job
he has 7 games under 500.
Against one of the best teams in the league. If you look at Gardner Minshew's stats.
Go.
If you put them beside the former #1 pick, the guy down in Tampa Bay that just got $33 million a year, and Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew and Baker Mayfield's stats are identical.
Except for one thing.
Identical.
I'm with you. Baker Mayfield has won a playoff game. Gardner Minshew
He's won a playoff
has.
game, but their stats are identical.
Yeah.
So if you put Gardner Minshew in this category as being one of the top worst quarterbacks in your top 5 list,
then I should have Baker in there.
He has to be in there also.
Remember this.
There's no difference statistically.
Remember
between the two.
this, Plaxico Burris. Baker Mayfield has done something no other human being on the planet has done.
Right. He had a commercial and they had nacho cheese in a bag. Who puts nacho cheese in a bag?
Nobody.
Right.
Unless you're having a walking taco, but that's a whole other thing. Here's what he did that no other human being has ever done. He has taken 2 of the worst franchises in football to the postseason. He quarterbacked the Cleveland Browns to a playoff game. He took Tampa to a playoff game and a division title and a playoff win. No one else in the world has ever done that.
Not that bad of a football team before he got there. They just won the Super Bowl 2 years prior to
putting it out there,
being the quarterback.
Clearly, it's worthy of conversation. All right, number 2, the second worst quarterback in the NFL is Plaxico Burris' own Danny Jones. Danny does have a playoff win against the Minnesota Vikings. Danny Jones, another guy that's never thrown for 4,000 yards. And, 17-11 was a good year for Danny Jones. Touchdowns to interceptions. He gets hurt way too often. He's got a bad neck. He wears the life alert thing in case he falls and can't get up. And he has the torn ACL. Danny Jones, not worth $40 million a year. Second worst starting quarterback in all of football. Very quickly, Blacks.
I mean, when you look at this list statistically, he's in the bottom tier of basically everything.
That's bad.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that, Darren Waller's walking away from the game. He's retiring.
Yep.
He hasn't been healthy. My guy, Shep, is retiring. So from a wide receiver standpoint, we have to find a way to really get him some help. He has to help himself also by not, turning the football over.
Yep, all he's got to do is go on 2 big playoff runs and we can just start calling him Eli. And the worst starting quarterback in the NFL, rookies aside, is my little buddy, Bryce Young. This is life size, as you know. Bryce Young, the starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. Look, great kid, not an NFL quarterback.
Where did you get this from?
Because I have them made, just to give you an example, this is life size.
Yeah.
So this is Micah Parsons, and this is Bryce Young. And this is a life size comparison. Micah, Bryce Young. How's he going to survive against guys that are that much bigger than him, Plax?
I don't think one of the little prizes you get out of the machine when you put it with the claw that goes down and picks it up.
Yeah. Anyhow, look, Bryce Young, You can't be an Oompa Loompa and play quarterback in the NFL.
I mean,
those are his rookie stats. To be fair, he plays for the worst franchise in all of football. And they will look back on it 25 years from now when C.J. Stroud's going into the Hall of Fame, and they will say, how the hell did we mess that one up? But they did with little Bryce Young. Sorry, Bryce.
This might be the last year he's a starter in Carolina.
Yeah. Well, look, there you go. The 5 worst starting quarterbacks, non-rookies, in the NFL today. You can argue online, as I'm sure you will. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.